card do you wish to pick? We have card 1, Alignment, card 2, Enlightenment, or card 3, Expansion. Just zoom in for you. There we go. Which one calls your name? I'll give you a few moments to look over. I'm so sorry, we've gone back to a wobbly camera because for some reason my program is struggling with using a JPEG in the program, so I'm just going to have to do this for now. I do apologise about the wobble there that's going on. It's my shaky hands. Okay, let's get on to your readings. If you need more time to look at the cards, then please do feel free to pause this section of the video before continuing to your time spent. Thank you. Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Applebee's Tarot and Spiritual Life. Well, I say another episode, it's another reading because I've done all of this in one video and I just think it's a better way of doing it for you so you don't have to wait so long for the readings. But it does mean that you have to scroll to the timing of your reading in each video, so I do apologise about that. That's the only way really I could think of doing it. So, without further ado, let's light the candles. If I can, oh, there we are. How are you all doing today? It's very stormy here in the UK. We have the presence of Storm Bert. It reminds me of Trapdoor. Bert, where's my dinner? Coming, your magnificent hobbles. I used to love that cartoon. Anyone else like Trapdoor when they were a kid? That's better. Just let my spirit guides and angels know that I'm ready to work today. So, I will do my editing. Do you know, I do actually have it written down, but I will do it in editing, and I'll let you know about the meaning of the number 43, the spiritual meaning, and I'll pop it up now on the screen for you. But this is a beautiful card. So this is the card that you felt drawn to, Enlightenment. Spiritually, isn't that all what we strive for? If you're on the spiritual path, enlightenment. Right, where did I put my book? Sorry, I'm not very organised today, peeps. It's just been, it's been one of those days where I have just felt a bit discombobulated. I'm going to read you the meaning of the card first, and then we'll get into your cards. Enlightenment, evolution is guaranteed. You are waking up from your old habits and patterns. At times you may feel bewildered or not quite like yourself. Relax, all is well. You are just keeping up with your evolution and the life that you desire. Your body and mind are adjusting and adapting to your new and loving soul's perspective. It is common for your mind or body to resist, react, or panic when you experience the unfamiliar or the unknown. However, from this higher vantage, you can change any story that splits you in two and heal any wounds. You are not trying to replace a negative memory with a positive one. Instead, see all the components of a memory so that a new conclusion can form. That's what I used to do. I think I've spoken about this in one of my videos. And if I haven't, I do apologise, because I get away from myself. I do so many readings and I have to get confused. So I'll just reiterate it. What I like to do, and when I've been doing shadow work, and I did this, I do what's called a living life review, and I find them really, really useful. Obviously, you don't get the other person's reactions like you do in your actual life review, but you can examine it as if from their perspective. Put yourself in their shoes and try and understand from their perspective. Put yourself in your shoes as you are now and look back on you then with kindness. You can also look at it from all angles. So examine all the components of the memory, which is what I find so interesting to do. Because every time you go back to that situation, you find new things about it that you didn't glean on your previous visit. And I know it seems like, oh boy, well that's like sounds like an awful lot of work. It is. And in some schools of spirituality, they argue that it's a waste of time. I disagree with it, because I gained a lot of enlightenment from revisiting my past and learning what I needed to. But when it came to the point where there was nothing more that can be gleaned, I can let it go, and it is just gone. It's where it should stay, in the past. I have learned all that I have to learn from that moment, and I can literally offload it like a brick out of my bag, and it's gone for good. It's never going to come back in my mind, because my mind's done all it can with it. It's really a good way of letting stuff go out of your bag. Admittedly, it can take quite a lot of time to go through the things that keep cropping up, but shadow work is always with us, and working with the shadow of ourselves and the things that we don't feel happy about within ourselves are being, well, presented to us on our path to enlightenment in order to enlighten us as to who we are. And that way we can gain an awful lot of intelligence about ourselves that we may not have known. Because let's face it, if you go through life just living without thinking about the things that you're doing, then you're not learning a lot about the situations you were presented with. I like to treat the realm of earth like a school, and the people are my teachers, and in some cases I'm theirs. You see, we're all here working together towards enlightening each other, towards our goals, through our soul contracts and agreements. But once we've lived the lesson, it might be, if it keeps coming up for you, that there was something that you did not get. And if there are certain situations that keep cropping up over and over again, it's your life lessons that you're not getting, so they keep repeating with different people in different situations until you do the work to understand it and let it go, and find a level of acceptance, because it is coming to acceptance as to what happened, acceptance to the, you know, that other people had their reactions and that you cannot change their reactions, and nor can you understand them fully, but you can understand yourself and you can afford forgiveness to other people. And that is a releasing, which allows us to grow. Right, back to where I was reading from. An unbalanced memory recreates the trauma every time it is talked about or remembered. This event or person will be blamed for the pain in your life today. A balanced memory has no charge or activation and becomes wisdom. And that is why you keep going back to the memory and you keep sitting with it and examining it from all angles till you have a level understanding, a level of acceptance, no victimhood. You understand the reason behind the lesson. You understand the reason behind the pain. You forgive and you let it go, and it does become wisdom. Because once you are in balance, you can then be that balance for another of us who will have that situation presented for you to be of help to, of service, at some following time. It's amazing how this world works. I actually have got rather in the groove of loving it. So you may even come to see a challenge as the best thing that ever happened to you. Oh, it's so true. Once you change and heal your opinion, enlightenment will shine through as wisdom. Each time you walk through a doorway, imagine more of you is revealed to you. Draw a colour in a mandala. A mandala is a design for contemplative meditation that will lead you to your light centre. And you are becoming self-realised. In other words, you are recognising all the answers you seek are within you. Keep up the great work. And if you really need to, do some journaling, my darlings. Journaling is a wonderful way of processing things for you to then look back on. And you can then go back in time and start seeing the progress you're making from one journal entry to a past one. And it really allows you to see the growth you're making. When you're at ground zero, it's really difficult for you on occasion to assess where you were and where you are. And I always say this to people, that you need to do this more often, but not through the vein of negativity, through the vein of positivity. Because the people we once were are not the people we are today. And the things we once did aren't the things we do today. You see? So it's like night and day, and it allows us to feel good about ourselves because we are making progress. We are becoming the people we want to be. We are seeing the changes we wanted to see that we thought were never possible. But you have to step outside your goldfish bowl in order to look in and see all of it. So it is about doing self-development in a way that's not harmful to you by overthinking. I always say this, spend 30 minutes each time you've got an open file in your head, because I used to use a filing system. If I couldn't answer it within 30 minutes, I'd file it away and know that the answer would come to me when I needed it. And it always has. And then I can file them away as closed. But if you sit there with your filing cabinet and you just keep pondering open file after open file when you don't have the answers and they're not coming to you, you're sending yourself stir crazy. You're not going to get anywhere with it, and you're going to feel like you're fighting a losing battle. And we don't want that, do we? Because you're winning so many others. Why focus on one minute area of your life when you have so much going on? So let's see what the cards have for you today, my darlings. Wow. Definitely deep souls, aren't you, number twos? I have here the water sign, Cancer. So the Queen of Cups. She actually represents imaginative, intuitive, romantic and compassionate, generous, kind and forgiving souls. But she's confident. You see her, she's sitting confidently on her throne, surveying her kingdom, knowing that she can be that person and be that peaceful about being her true self wearing her heart on her sleeve and not having fear of it being crushed. And it's about getting there, about reaching your enlightenment, that you can be that person and that you don't need to be afraid of being hurt. Because I think we all have been hurt repeatedly in life. And if you're like me, I mean, I'm a Cancer, I retreated inside my shell. I was like, that's it, no more, mate, I'm off. And I put up barriers to everything. And when you are quite a deep soul, a lot of the time you run so deep you don't even know how you feel about things until it suddenly rises up from the depths and surprises you. And so it is really, I think, in your case, about coming to understand yourselves, coming to understand that you can be confident and have reached a wisdom through enlightenment to where you can award that beauty to the world without being hurt, because love is unconditional, and if you don't put any conditions on your love, you cannot be hurt. It's only when we start putting conditions on everything that we expect something in return, and we expect a person to be a certain way, and we expect a person to do a certain thing, and we expect to be addressed a certain way, and we expect this. All these expectations, one, they put up barriers, because a person can't be themselves around you, can they? If you're putting all these expectations on people. And two, you're setting yourself up for disappointment, because people aren't going to be what you want them to be. They're going to be who they are. And so if you start opening the door to allowing rather than expecting and demanding, if you open yourself up to the art of allowance through life review, through your gained wisdom of your many years on this planet, if you start doing the art of allowing and the art of unconditional love, people change around you and open up themselves, because, surprise, surprise, they're deep, loving, kind individuals who have put up their guard because they're constantly being demanded of, they're constantly being abused, and they're constantly being, well, judged for being who they are rather than just being loved for who they are. You see? Most of the time, people just want to be loved for who they are, just like you do. But you have to let down your guard in order for that to happen. And that comes through enlightenment and wisdom, and knowing that you can actually have boundaries, healthy ones, and those boundaries are demands upon your own expectations to be treated. It's not about expectations of how that person must act around you, but it's about saying, this is how I like to be respected. That's different. But if you're actually telling people how to behave and how to act and what they need to do and how they need to be, and that is not loving another person. But loving yourself through expectation of boundaries and saying, I don't want to be treated meanly or badly, or if that person's going to start using me, I'm just going to walk away. If that person's going to start abusing me, I'm just going to walk away. That is on you to just walk away. You see? It's not telling the other person, oh no, I want you to do this, I want you to do this. You just give them your expectations of how you want to be treated. And if they can't give you that common decency and respect, well, that's their problem, and you just walk away. But that's not you telling them how to live their life. That's not you telling them how to be. That's not you whipping them into shape to be the man or woman you want. Because that is not how to do things. People are not your property. People are not your slave. People are not your, putty to mould into what you want. God made them the way they are, and that's the way they are. So you either love them the way they are, or you don't love them at all, and let them go. Not everyone's perfect. See, enlightenment and wisdom is gained from looking back at your past conquests and where things went wrong, and being honest in your evaluation of self, honest in your evaluation of other people's behaviors. Because if people were really bad to you and you allowed it, then that is actually something you need to look at. So again, it's about you being on this path now towards enlightenment of self, because you are a very deep, loving, intuitive person. When you're not either listening to your intuition or you're, you know, getting too easily hurt through lack of boundaries. But enlightenment helps with all of these issues because they allow for growth. Yeah. It says here, like, you've got the star in reverse, so that it indicates a lack of self-confidence in oneself, which, funnily enough, was in the last reading. But you also have a lack of trust in others, a lack of balance between ideals and your reality, and disillusionment, which actually fits into what I was just saying, doesn't it? About the fact that if you're not doing the life review work, and you're not allowing yourself the fairness in your shadow work to be able to really look at things from all angles and to revisit things and keep going back until you understand them and can gain the wisdom needed in order to help yourself and also to forgive other people, so you're not carrying victimhood, damage, pain, loss, you know, all the things that you can carry from a memory. We need to obviously work with that till we come to acceptance, equanimity, peace. And you're carrying quite a lot of lack in your life at the moment. And through your enlightenment, if you were to go back and look, you don't lack anything. You've actually gained. What you've gained is experience. What you've gained by doing the work is wisdom. Wisdom really does salve the wounds of time, because you have the ability to turn that around. And remember, it's saying in enlightenment, it is about turning what once was a tragic, awful thing into something with meaning, something with purpose, something with closure, so that you can then use that as a force of good in your life. That's wisdom. That's enlightenment. I think the only thing I can really say from the things I've been through and the work I've done, one of my major ones, my first ones, was my contracting MS. And that became a force for good for me. It became a great work that I did as a soul in order to be of service to others as much as to the self, to really understand the value of human life and the value of a moment in a day. The value of being able to walk, the value of being able to go to the toilet, the value, you see what I mean? Once you start to change the way you look at things, your perspective, once you start to allow there to be growth and room within that memory, within that moment, you really start to see things differently and notice things you did not notice before, and they will become valuable lessons on your life path that will serve you in good stead, rather than being a painful victimhood moment of just pain, loss, suffering. It is about changing the narrative through fair, honest appraisal of self. And that means being kind to yourself and also showing yourself love on a deeper level in every single moment that you're doing this work, which then grows self-love and self-understanding, which then in turn grows into enlightenment, because you become wise from your path. You won't just have got a load of bricks that you're carrying around with you and be trudging along a really difficult path of life, your path will become paved in golden wisdom and moments that you would not change, even though they were difficult, because they shaped you into the person that you are proud to be today. Everything has meaning, has purpose, has something in that brick that's built you up, not pulled you down. Yeah. At the moment, I think for you, number twos, you're at this point on your path where you are starting to learn and understand these things about yourself on a deeper level. But because at the moment you are still in the process of doing this work, of understanding yourself and where you fit in your life, and it doesn't matter how old you are, everyone starts at different times. So really applying yourself into this work is going to serve you so well, because the world is reversed, indicating that the degree of success is weakened and there's no way to devote yourself to it. There are always unfounded worries and everything goes wrong. Unfounded worries is what makes everything go wrong, because if you're worrying about something that's never going to happen, you are making, as a creator, a moment where something wrong is going to happen. Why? Because you're actually putting it into your head and you're putting it into the field of vision and into your life. So if you're constantly carrying a ton of bricks, carrying the pain, carrying the victimhood, carrying the shame, the guilt, the fear, the loss, all of these negative emotions, you are going to be constantly going, what's going to go wrong next? What's coming on next? I'm looking for the next wrong thing that's going to happen to me. Why is my life just not progressing? Why am I constantly repeating these issues that seem to be trudging around on a wheel, and everything just keeps tripping me up and it just doesn't work out, and I don't understand why anything's not working out. Why is it not working out? I know I'm all right, but I'm worrying a lot and I'm really stressed out, and I'm worrying about some things that might not happen because I had stuff happen to me that I really haven't dealt with yet, because I'm carrying it in my bag on my back. So it's kind of floating around in my head and not really dealing with anything because I'm ducking it down in the... Do you see where this is going? It's not going to get any better until you start changing your narrative for the better. And that means taking time to work with unpacking that bag of bricks, doing the life review while you're still alive of the moments that come up in your memory, because everything that comes up is there to serve you. It is there to serve you in as much as it's not there for you to just keep reliving the same situation without facing it, with, as if being tortured by the memory. You use the memory to go, okay, right, so this has come up. So obviously I need to do the work here. I need to sort this out so I can release it and it never comes back again. And you can sit and do this work for quite a long time. So you have to apply yourself to it. We are a work in progress. We're each our own personal pet project, believe you me. So it is going to be about doing this, shaping yourself into the wisdom that you are meant to be here. You are carrying all of the lessons around with you unprocessed. They're just raw. Shards of pain, shards of loss, shards of depression, shards of whatever. But you need to actually now set the bricks down. Bring it up into your vision, one thing at a time, and keep going back to it every time it's shown from a different angle or perspective. So, and every time you'll find something else until in the end, you have a moment of wisdom and equanimity and acceptance, and then you go, I get it now. I can let that go. I'm done with that. Boop. In the end, your brain will be clear. It will be clear of mind, because you will have done the clearing of the house. It's like chucking the crap out of it, we're all raised into families that bring us up with traditional values and expectations. But what one generation's values and expectations are not necessarily the next generation's. And so we have this thing called family karma, you know, we have to work through and release generationally. And we need to be cautious of what we bring into our world, what we pass on to our next generation, what we are allowing to continue to control us or manage us, because not everything is a healthy tradition. Not everything is a good way of being. So it is about, when you're doing this work on your path towards your wisdom and enlightenment, really examining what you're carrying and what you're maintaining and perpetuating, because some of it you could just drop, and it is as easy as saying, I'm going to start a new tradition, I don't agree with that one, and I don't need to carry it on just to honour my parents. It does not fit with me, and I've been sitting with this and I've been feeling into it, and it just does not vibrate with my energy, so therefore I need to let that one go and bring in something that's going to allow freedom for all the generations of my family, that allows us to actually move into a new vibrational energy spiritually. That is something that you could do on your path, is start examining that, because we've got the Four of Pentacles here, and it's defense and protection of families, assets and traditional values. You can't take it with you, and traditional values traditionally don't work when you have the time marching on. It just doesn't. Bring forth your own values, bring forth your own creation, bring forth your own set of what you believe to be true. You have that freedom to break free. No one says you have to carry it on. No one says you have to be it. No one says you have to do it. You have this thing called free will. So allow that freedom to be something that you allow in your life. Allow yourself to sit with that feeling of freedom. Sit with that feeling of relief. Take the stress off. I think it's a good thing to do. Just sit with it. Feel into what you want. Feel into what you want to be in your life. And go with it. Give yourself permission to be what you want to be. And the final card is the Empress. Now, look at her. She's like boss lady. And she, again, with the ending to your story, I think, here, because this is earthing and grounding to the water aspect of you. So if you can actually do this work and get yourself in a better space, then you will actually have initiative and passion, which master rich material and emotions, representing beautiful and happy life. Enlightenment equals a beautiful and happy life. Because you are a master, you are wise, you do have not just this lifetime, but multiple lifetimes in you. But we're about getting rid of all the detritus from this one, so you can be free to actually express yourself freely, free to be the boss that you are, free to actually take all of those golden nuggets of life experience and amass them into a beautiful gold brick road that you have been walking in life. And all of that experience and wealth of experience becomes bullet points of pride, of purpose that have been you. Even in the most darkest of moments with you, your soul, you know, the dark night of the soul that you've had, it formulates you into the being that you're going to be and are. And, you know, as we progress, do you remember what I was saying, doing the journaling? There we go. This card popped out for you, and I just thought, transition. Makes sense now. transition. Transitioning without judgment, letting go of the old and embracing the new. So this is what you need to do, start letting go of the old and embracing the new. The new that is you, not the old. Can't carry it around with this. It gives us health problems. It gives us sleepless nights. It's fodder for the brain that doesn't need it. Let's face it, you've got brain fart every second in going on up there. You know, if you sit in meditation, it's a it never stops. So if we haven't cleared out what's already in there, can you imagine? Oh. So it is going to be about doing the enlightenment work, my darlings, because we are at the time of the awakening. The age of Aquarius has started. Hallelujah. I'm so excited. That's what I come to Earth for. So I'm really happy. But I'm here to help you understand about the work that we, as a whole species, are doing at the moment and have to do to release ourselves. And it is about releasing. It's about accepting. The art of allowance is where we're at right now, and it's about allowing ourselves to have healing, allowing ourselves to let go of old spent narratives that no longer serves us in our current state. I mean, once we start freeing ourselves and allowing ourselves that freedom from what does not serve, it's amazing how quickly life transforms around you because you're transforming. So, transitioning without judgment. Don't keep judging yourselves or other people. I think that's a big one that humanity does too much of, is judge. And I always think of what Jesus said. Judge not, lest ye be judged by the same measure. Because you're judging yourself. We're all one. So don't do it. We've got enough going on in our lives without pinning judgments to ourselves and other people to carry with us in that bag of bricks. Set that down, leave it where it is, and just focus on doing the work of the shadow work and the wisdom that you are. Finding it, treasuring it, loving it, making it an integral part of who you are now. And have excitement for where you're going to go. Because it's one of the most exciting times to be alive. I know it don't feel like it because it looks like the world's gone completely cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but it's not. It's just ironing out all the old narratives in order to make space for what's coming. And that's what we're doing, making space for what's coming. Cleaning out the closets of our past and our past hurts and our past dramas and our past relationships and our past, you know, we don't need to hold on to it all. There we go. And the angels, because it was weird, I was actually having some solar plexus issues today. And I was thinking, why am I having solar plexus issues this morning? And guess what card came up today? Solar plexus chakra. So it must have been me tuning into this reading before I even got to it today. It says, it is safe for you to be powerful and take charge of your life in positive ways. And it is very safe. You are an aspect, or should I say a fractal of God. Yeah, that's right. The big God. Prime Creator. You have a piece of Prime Creator in you, which makes you a very, 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 very powerful, wise, loving, benevolent being. But what's happened is we've been pulled off track, and it's now about getting us back on track. And the solar plexus is where our seat of power is, right? It's like a hot sun. If you imagine, when you think about the power center here, just think about our sun and how fiery and hot it is and powerful it is. That's the solar plexus energy. So you have that amount of power within you. So it's safer for you because you are treasured by all of creation. You have angels serving at your feet. You have guides steering your path to keep you where you want to go. You have your loved ones who are on the other side watching over you and working hard for you up in heaven to make sure that the things that you desire come forward. You are protected, you are loved, and that alone should give you permission to live your life your way for your highest good and the highest good of all mankind. And if you keep thinking, I am loved, I am worthy, I am the I am in me, I can do this. I'm a creator. I can create the life that I wish. All I need to do is point myself in the direction and then know that it's mine already and just go for it. And if you do the work, you will arrive at that confident headspace. It's coming, it's mine, it's coming, it's mine. And that's all you just got to keep saying in your head. It's coming, it's mine, it's coming, it's mine, it's already mine, it's already mine. I know it's going to get here because I'm doing the work. It is safe for me to take charge of my life. You've got to stop getting, because your spirit guides gave this one card today, and it's the prison wave. You've imprisoned yourself into this narrative of self-sabotage, poverty, and poverty consciousness. And haven't we all? We're all going through it at the minute, especially across the living crisis. It's only the very rich few that are not having to deal with all the crap that's going on in the world. And if you haven't dealt with your past issues, you've imprisoned yourself into this space that you unfairly don't need to be. So it's about us all breaking free from our own prison cells that we put ourselves in and rejoining the power that we truly are. So your spirit guides are saying, just be mindful that at the moment, your thoughts that you're self-sabotaging and your thoughts of poverty consciousness are keeping you in self-sabotage and poverty consciousness. Let it go. Let that narrative die a death. Give yourself a new story. But do the work to get out of it. Do the work to let that go. And it's a series of situations and things, energetic bonds that tie us to old narratives that we need to shake free from. That's doing shadow work and cutting the bonds that tie us to things that we need no longer have in our lives, because it's on a subconscious level. So we need to actually allow for it to rise into our view to deal with it. Yeah? And once you start cleaning closet, it's amazing how stuff just keeps coming up one after another, and it'll be like a flicker book of different situations. You'll be like, I didn't think of that for years. Wow. Oh, I haven't thought of that person for a long time. Why am I thinking of them now? You see, it's sort of like, and then you go back to that situation, you go, oh, right, yeah, I haven't really dealt with that, have I? And once you start releasing those energetic bonds, you'll start feeling lighter and lighter and happier. And things will start getting into a better space for you, and your life will start moving again. And funnily enough, you won't be self-sabotaging because you're not thinking of doing that to yourself, because you love yourself and are confident in your own abilities. Why? Because you've developed that self-love through doing the work to let everything go and seeing yourself as you truly are and loving it. You've reached equanimity, peace within the self. Now, Archangel Zadkiel has said he will help you with this work. He says, I will help you find tolerance and forgiveness. He works on the violet ray of purification and transmutation, helping you to release lower vibrations and ascend to a higher way of being. Angel wisdom suggests that you visualize yourself in a violet flame and invoke Archangel Zadkiel to help you. Place your troubles and difficult relationships within the flame so all negativity is transmuted. You are blessed to have drawn this card today, for it indicates that you are all ready to walk the path of light. Yeah, you picked enlightenment. You're ready to walk this path. You're ready to become the enlightened being that you are. Your affirmation, I am cleansed within the violet flame. I've done violet flame work, and it really is like a really good spiritual shower. It really does make you feel light. It's really lovely just to sit there, and it's very peaceful and calming, and it does make you feel happy within yourself. They've also said they want you to surrender. Whatever that you resist in life persists. Ask your angels to help you dissolve all the resistances of your ego, the inner conflict and struggle, the rigid mindsets and habits, so that they can flood your life with higher truth and joy. When you surrender to the guidance of your higher self, all the energy you have been using in resistance becomes available to you. Vitality, inner peace, harmony, and most of all, love. Are your spiritual rules and rewards. So flow with the pace of life, relax and tune in. Then follow the guidance of your intuition, knowing the angels will support you at all times, which is what I just said, wasn't it? About angels serving at your feet. They do. They are there for you. They are just waiting patiently for you to ask for them to help. And you must speak it loud. And be direct with what you want. Always be clear with what you wish, and know that once you've said it, it is done. The angels are working to help you, and they will give you it. And if it doesn't show up, it's because it's not right for you on your path, and you must accept that. Okay? And that is wisdom as well, knowing that not everything is meant for you in life. Some things would interrupt your life plan that you planned before you came here if you start asking for them. So sometimes they say it's just not right to do that to you, because they see where it would lead, and they're like, oh no, don't do that. So know that it is yours, and if it's not yours, it's not yours for a very good reason. And be acceptant. See, equanimity. Constant equanimity is what we want to reach in life. And that's what we try to maintain in meditation, get to a place of equanimity. So, your affirmation, another one for you, I surrender to the flow of life. And it is about going with the flow. Take it easy. Why is life got to be difficult? It doesn't. That's the whole beauty of it. It's all about how we react to things. We don't have to react in a negative way. We can always turn our frowns upside down and not have to stand on our head to do it. And lastly, cooperation. Angel wisdom suggests that you use your skills and talents for the common good. Eliminate power struggles, conflict, and competition, which come from the ego desire to win. Cooperation for the highest good promotes harmony and togetherness and draws the best from everyone. Make it your aim that everyone has a sense of satisfaction from work done. Then you become a spreader of goodwill and harmony. Your angel guidance is to bring people together and explore how you can mutually assist each other. Your attitude of sharing will ensure that you benefit in your turn, for the angels will bless your endeavors. Affirmation, I cooperate with everyone. What a wonderful reading. Do you know that is the second wonderful reading I've done today? Well, I can't say today, because I didn't do this today, as yesterday when I did the other one. So, I'm getting confused. I think that's it for you today. My love to you all. I hope you have enjoyed this reading. If you have, please do go ahead, leave me a thumbs up. It really helps the channel to grow, and the more of you that do move me a thumbs up, the more people I can reach and help with readings just like this one. So I love you, whether you're new or to this channel. If you'd like to see more from me, please do subscribe, hit the bell icon, and I will see you when my next video hits. So take care of yourselves. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.